Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Angela Brennan and today I'm going to make a card with autumnal colors for the Waffle Flower September 2021 challenge. It's going to be a shaker card, so I'm going to start off by doing some ink blending in the background and I'm going to use these colors. So this is my swatch of the ink blend I'm going to do. So here we go. So we've got Wild Honey, Crackling Campfire and Walnut Oxide. I'm going to be using 12.5 centimeter square card because my shaker is going to be square. So I'm going to start with this and I'm going to protect my card. So I'm going to open it up and put some post-it. So let me get a post-it first. Should do it right. So I'm going to start with Crackling Campfire, not Crackling Campfire, Wild Honey. I'm using a domed foam because I find it so much easier with a domed foam to put the colors on. Anyway, distress oxide inks are so much easier to blend than distress inks. So it doesn't really matter, but I prefer the domed foam, which is this one here. It's easier to get the colors on. I'm going to wipe my surface so I don't contaminate the colors. Dry cloth on it. Oops. Then I'm going to go with the last color, which is Walnut Stain. Oh, this is a bit dry actually. You know your colors are a bit dry when it takes a little bit of an effort to ink up your foam pad, especially for the distress oxide inks. They're usually quite juicy. I don't want too much walnut stain, so I'm going to move on to the Crackling Campfire. A bit more red autumnal colors in the middle of the card. Where's my ink blending tool? Here we go. We get some Crackling Campfire. I'm going to put it in the middle first. That's a lovely, lovely orangey red. And blend this out. It doesn't take much to blend these colors. As I said, distress oxide inks are so much easier to blend than distress inks. So I wanted more of the red and the honey than the brown, because if not it'll get too dark. The card might get too dark. And there you have it. It's a good background. So I'm going to let this dry for a minute before I start the next stage. On second thought, the best way to set these colors are to spray them. So I'm going to spray this. First I'm going to cover this side of my card so don't get it too soaked. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to use this spray and do it from afar so it just sets. There you go. And then you get the nice spray there. So wipe my surface and let's see if I can wipe it properly. I should really use a clean cloth because I could transfer color like what I've just done here. Not the smartest move, but it's done. So I'm going to remove that so I get a nice clean edge. There you go. Just a quick dry of this. You can let it dry on its own, air dry, but I just want to get on with the card, so I'm just going to quickly dry this. Now that this is quite dry, I'm going to cut the square in the middle. So I used the Waffle Flower nesting square frames and cut this in the middle here. Now I cut a few layers for the middle and I'm going to put this at the back. So this is going to be my shaker element And then I'm going to put some die cut leaves around the sides here, coming out of the square. That's the aim. It doesn't have to be perfectly in the middle, but right. So once you got that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw. Now you won't be able to see this, so don't worry about it, because you're going to cover it up with the nested square frame. So this is just to give you a guide on where to put your leaves. So before I start putting the leaves in, this is the set that I'm going to use to make all the leaves. This Sprigs Die from Waffle Flower. So I like to have a little bit of a background of this. So I'm going to not die cut it, but almost just use this as a, what you would call an imprint of the, yeah, just have the imprint of it here. So you can see it through the shaker. I think that'd be quite pretty. Maybe not too many. Just let's keep it simple with these. So I'll just do that. And I'll dry emboss it with my dies, with my die cutting machine. I'll be right back. In my enthusiasm, I put the wrong sandwich and managed to die cut it, but no worries. No worries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this together by turning it and putting some double-sided tape at the back just to hold it together. There's always a way to correct your mistakes. I certainly find a way because I do quite a bit of few. There's no mistakes, just happy accidents, isn't it? Right, so now I'm going to just put a backing on it to hold all the pieces together. That's what I'm going to do here. All of that effort just to get this embossed look, but it was worth it. So I wanted that embossed look, and now if I'd done the sandwich right in the first place, I wouldn't have had to go through all that effort, but it's done. Right, so now I'm going to place that here. Yeah, just about there. And this way. Yeah. So this will go over here to form the shaker. So now, so we've got space around here, and now I've die cut these dies in many autumnal colors, what I think are autumnal colors anyway. So here we go. Here we have it. Some fell off. So I've got all these colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange them around here. So we've got that space, that width here, so I can just put it around here, stick it on. So let's start with this. So we're going to put that here. We'll just arrange them, and then anything that sticks out, we can easily cut them off or let it hang and put it in a bigger envelope. There's quite a few options. Here we go. Some of this are a bit longer, so I'm just going to trim it so it'll fit there. So this one's a bit longer, you can just stick in the corner. So you can keep adjusting it until it fits your... So this one can go a bit shorter than that. So there we go, we can just fit that so I don't have to cut it off later on. So it's like flower arrangement as you would on a vase. So this is flower arrangement on a card. So you're just trimming it until it fits where you want it to fit. Some of that can go there. So this is what we have for now. I'm going to stick this down for now before I it keeps moving, so I'm going to just use my press and seal. Pull this all together, see if it all sticks properly. It's quite an old press and seal. So stick it all together. Yep, it's worked. Then I can use this and just put my Now you can add some more flowers, like this one here is coming up in the middle here. You don't want that sticking out. So I'm just going to cut that out. Check you can cut that entire bit out because you can. You've got to be gentle when you pull it off. Really, I'm not as gentle as I should be. So the aim is to keep this full with flowers. Now that's moved a bit, but that doesn't matter. So you see when you put that, and your shaker comes in the middle. But I think I want to put more flowers around here, more foliage, more leaves. So I'm just going to keep adding them as I see fit. So this one here, for example, I think I could put more here. But I don't want to cut off this bit of it. So I'm just going to cut this bit down. Yep, that should do it. So I just add flowers, add the leaves as I go on. I want it to be quite full because I think that'll look pretty when you put the shaker on. So there you go, you can put that there. So this doesn't have to be neat because, as I said, it'll be covered by this frame. So it is going to be fine. So here, let me just carry on this and just you can watch me work through my process here. I think I'm about done with it now. I could keep adding flowers and, not flowers, foliage to this whole thing for a wee while to come. See, I'm still doing it. Maybe. Right. So now it's to do with the shaker card. So shakers, the thing you need with the shaker is you need acetate. Now, actually, this is not acetate. You know, in the olden days, or rather, in the 90s, you used to use the OHB and you had transparency film. I still have got a box of it somewhere. So I found it in one of the thrift shops and I got a box of it and I used that instead of acetate. It's a lot cheaper. So this is just slightly bigger than this. So I'm going to just attach it and use some liquid glue just here at the edges. I don't want to put it too much at the edge because I don't want it to ooze out. Actually, it might still ooze out. But if it does ooze out, you can always wipe it. That's fine. So see just at the edges here. So now to put some foam in the corners on the frame. So I've got this, I'm going to double this up. This will give it the height for the gems, the shaker elements to move. So I just peel that out. Just need to make sure you seal it very well because you don't want any of your shaker elements escaping. That would not be good. Just make sure it can't be seen. So make sure there's no gap here. I'm going to cut that out. Get another one. The final side to add would be here. Make sure it's not short because you don't want anything escaping. There's a little bit too much foam on this side, so you can just cut it. Right, because I've touched it so much, the stickiness may be suspect. So I'm going to put some liquid glue on it before I. So you've got depth, and you've got your acetate there, so you got place. So the gems I'm going to use are Sea Beads Pumpkin and Frosted Rainbow. I'm going to put that here, but I'm going to stick some random beads so when the shaker, it doesn't all stick down, it actually has got some at the top as well. I'm going to put some here. I'm going to put some here. So the idea is so that when you're not shaking the card, you'll have some beads sticking up. So it's not all stuck at the bottom. Okay, and that's enough. So I'm going to put some in the middle here like this. Now, you see, so even when you've got all your beads down, you've still got some sticking up. You can see the embossed or the die cut leaves in the background. I think it looks really pretty. Can you see that? Now for our sentiment. I'm going to get a birthday sentiment here, and I'm going to use Waffle Flowers Essential Sentiments with a matching die. So I'm going to use Happy Birthday. I'm going to emboss it in gold embossing powder to kind of match the autumn theme. After looking at the cardstock, I thought I'd use orange cardstock, but rather than emboss it in gold, it might get lost there. I'm going to emboss it in white embossing powder. you go. Let's see. Yeah, that does look nice. I'm going to put this towards the end so you can actually see all the beads at the bottom. Yeah, it's quite pretty. I'm going to stack this up with a few layers that I've already die cut, and I'll be right back. Got quite a few birthdays coming up in the autumn, or in the fall as they call it in America. So I thought these should be nice colors. And it's also quite good because it can go as a masculine card. I've got loads of, as I was saying, I've got loads of flower cards for girls, for ladies. But very hard to get masculine cuts. This will be an ideal masculine card. Now you could either cut that off or put it in a bigger envelope. I'm just going to cut that off because I've got standard size square envelopes. So I'm just going to cut off everything that's sticking out beyond that 12.5 square. And there, that's the card finished. Quite nice to shake it. I made another card, but this time using the circles frame. Same concept, but I used a white background. I didn't do any ink blending. I just did ink blending the sides. So as I was doing the ink blending in the sides, I thought it'd be nice to ink blend the entire background. So there you go, 2 cards for the Waffle Flower Challenge. Similar themed shaker cards with foliage. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something about shaker cards as well as die cutting. We'll give the video a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and remember to press the notification bell so you're alerted when a new video is uploaded. Go on to my blog, angelabrennanCreations.co.uk, where you'll see all the products I've used, close-ups of the pictures of the cards, as well as the video. The video link is in there as well, or you can just go to the YouTube channel if you're already here. In the meantime, happy crafting, and I'll catch you at my next video. Take care.